Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Now, the first I got wind that British boxer David Price was making a comeback was from an article that quoted at length his former trainer Dave Caldwell. That was earlier today. I must admit, after the Christian Hammer fight, in which Price gassed out so badly he was near doubled over from exhaustion when it was waved off, I thought he was done. I felt bad for the guy at the time. Thinking, well, this is a case clearly of promise that was never delivered on. After all, 5 or 6 years ago, he was this monster 6'8" guy with a very powerful right hand who was set to make waves in the division. Then there were the back-to-back losses to Tony Thompson, which, of course, coined the famous where does he go from here line. And as we know, subsequent losses to Erkin Tepper and the aforementioned Hammer. So now we've got this guy who is 21-4, who many basically considered has faded from contender status to journeyman level. I do actually remember right before that Hammer fight, there was some talk from Joseph Parker's team that Price could very well be a future potential opponent. It seems laughable now, doesn't it? So what now for David Price? Well, he is due to make his return to the ring in September against Rafael Zambano Love. Now, Zambano Love, I should say, is a well-travelled journeyman who's probably most noted for being an Anthony Joshua victim. The fight is going to be on the Callum Smith versus Eric Skoglund undercard. That fight is part of the World Series of Boxing super middleweight tournament. But back to Dave Caldwell, his former trainer, and his thoughts on Price making this comeback. So I'll quote him here. For me, David doesn't need to box. He doesn't need to prove anything and has achieved a hell of a lot more than many people in his career. As far as I was concerned, him walking away from the sport and enjoying his family was the right decision. Fighters are always going to think, I can give it one more try, I can do better. But we've been here before with David. It's not been Pricey's ability that has let him down. It's been how he reacts under pressure when things don't go right. He's had good trainers around him, such as Franny Smith, Adam Booth, Tommy Brooks. I believe he's also had a mind coach as well, but it keeps happening. Once the doubts creep in, it's very, very hard to get rid of them. He's got to manage his nerves and his doubts. Bottom line is, if he can do that, then he's a weapon in the heavyweight division. So that was Dave Caldwell's statement on David Price's return. Some good food for thought there. And I can't disagree with Caldwell on a couple of points, but there certainly is a bit of an undertone of you should have hung it up for good when you had the chance. You're a bit chinny and you're racked with self-doubt. And clearly Price does have some punch resistance issues. I love that term, punch resistance issues. I remember Tyson Fury, he once joked that he would have knocked David Price out for a month if they ever got in the ring. My take on his return, well, if he wants to come back to boxing, then good on him. But I would caution everyone, let's just keep our expectations in check. Price has proven he's not up to competing at world level. He's probably somewhere between British and European level, at best. Just how he will fare in this fight next month, well, that's anyone's guess. I mean, given his demons in the ring and his well-documented past. Maybe he just wants to see what's left in the tank, and a good win will either spur him on, or he might decide, well, he'll hang it up. Maybe he won't fight well. Maybe he'll decide, well, actually, I've had enough, and I can't go on. Can't get up for it anymore. But maybe he just wants to try one more time. We just don't know. We can only really speculate on what his motivations really are. But half the time, for boxers, it's straight out for money. Boxers in the main tend to be like the rest of the population and fritter away a decent chunk of what they earn, regardless of how much that is. Hey, maybe his motivations are more pure than I'm giving him credit for, and he truly wants to see what he can still do and bring to the ring. But let's keep our expectations in line with his level of opposition, which for now is low to medium. Anything else is asking for trouble, and history has shown us this with David Price. Don't get me wrong, I really like David Price. The fact that so many people are talking about him and following his career, and we want to keep tabs on it, shows that he is someone who is good for boxing, good for the division. And he's a good guy. He's got a good character. But let's just see where this takes us, and let's just keep everything under control in terms of what we expect of him. Okay, that's it from me. Hit like and subscribe. I'm out.